Okay, so you can go ahead and do your tracer, but for now I'm going to show you guys how to draw the face. You're going to fill all that in with your back doing your face, but right now I'm going to show you guys how to draw the face and how to draw those lines in. But what you can do is take the outline of the tracer and go ahead and trace that in. Okay, and I'm just drawing on the face, but you can take your tracer and do that. You can actually draw over your lines before you start with a permanent marker, and it'll leave like a faintness underneath after you've painted your face, and that's just going to be brown. I'm going to use brown and do your lines for your eyelashes and your brows. And I'm going to draw a shape going in that direction, and another one going the other way, and then one more going in, under, up, and one going that way. Okay, and you can take your tracer and just do that whole thing in permanent marker. You don't have to do it in pencil like I've done, and just go ahead and start filling in and painting this. Okay, so I'm kind of showing you halfway through the painting what you could do or can do while you're working on this. And I'm just making some lines of demarcation, which I've already done for your tracer, so it should be pretty simple to do. Okay, so I haven't quite started from the beginning with the painting, but all you really need to do is do the brown skin tone and do that shape of the face. Like I said, you can use permanent marker over those the face part of your outline, and just go ahead and paint in brown, and it will leave a faint black line underneath, and you can go back and use those lines to guide you with your face. Okay. And I'm just adding some lines at the bottom for my dress. Now that I've drawn the face, I'm going to go ahead and do a blue background with ultramarine blue and then white. And I'm going to be doing vertical and horizontal lines in a crosshatch style, so you can follow along that way. So right now, all I'm doing is just filling in this blue background and going around the edges with my brush. This is my big brush. And just paint around the edge. Not necessarily going too close by the hair, but just going in and having it highlight around the face. And that's really the goal of this. In the end, I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking. But right now I'm just doing my background. Nice, simple strokes, paint strokes, and just covering my background, basically. And just figuring out where I'm going, okay? Trace around the brows, doing the eyelashes, the outline of the nose and the lips, and then you guys can watch me fill in the lips with red. I'm going to do the same technique I'm outlining with black, but I'm going to do it in red for the lips, so you guys can watch along as I do that. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just outlining with that liner brush. You can get a size 2 or 3 and that will work just fine. Now I'm going to outline the lips in red. So just like I outlined in black, I'm going to outline in red. So I'm just taking my red paint and I'm following the lines that I made with my pencil over the lips. This is kind of thick because I'm going to fill this in. So I'm making it a little bit thicker than I did when I did the black. And I'm just applying more pressure with the brush. And putting a little bit more paint on. So I'm going to make the lips pretty full. And do the same thing, outline those lips and fill them in. And then I'm going to go back with black and do some highlights so you guys can watch along with me while I do that. very light pressure, no thick lines. I'm using the same liner brush, and I'm just outlining the shape of the lip that I already painted, and just following the lines in the shape of the lip. Very thin because we don't want it to look like a mustache. That's basically it, especially on the top of the lip. We don't want it to look like a stash. We're just giving some definitive lines on the shape of the face. And I'm going to give it some clavicle lines on her neck. Outline a little bit more on the eyelashes. Make them a little fuller. So I'm going to go over there on the other side and fill them in. There you go. Just define that line a little bit more on that side of the face on the profile. Okay. And I'm giving it a little dark brown to just look like there's a little smile or smirk there. Okay. Now I'm drawing my design of the turtle doves and outlining where am I drawing that at, drawing in my mistletoe. And then I'm going to move on to painting my turtle doves white, outlining them in yellow. You can follow along with me. I don't want to talk you guys to death, so you just follow along with me as I draw. I'm just telling you what I'm doing step by step. Okay, so I'm just using a regular graphite pencil. I don't even have an eraser on it. I'm just sketching out my mistletoe. Now what I'm going to provide is a tracer so that you can trace yours on top of the hair, so you don't have to worry about watching me draw or following along while I draw. I'm just showing you guys the steps, step by step, as I go. Now what you can see is that I've painted in my turtle doves, giving them noses, going to be giving them some eyes, and I'm painting in red and green, painting my mistletoe, and I'm just outlining the lines of my mistletoe in red. And you can just follow along with me as I do that. I took a little bit of time on my turtle doves because the background is black on top of the hair, and that just took a couple of coats of white, about 2 or 3. Now I'm doing my mistletoe and adding in my mistletoe design to the background, to her hair, which is the focal point. We are doing 2 turtle doves, so we want to make sure we have our turtle doves there, but our beautiful lady is our focal point, but we are definitely going to add our turtle doves because that's the most important part of the theme. But she looks really good. We've basically close to getting done, and we're going to work on the background. You can follow along with the background. We're going to be doing a simple crosshead hatch technique, and then after that, I'm going to be adding some bright green to her the lower part of the painting, just to show like she's not naked. She has on a dress, but it was just going to show the top of the dress because it's off the shoulder. And then at the very end of this video, you guys can see the 2 different ones that I did. I posted a sneak peek, but I did this one for the sake of a video to kind of show you the different ways you can paint it, and also show you that even me, the artist, doesn't always paint the same way every time, unless I'm definitively trying to do that. But I'm going to show you guys 2 different ways. And then also right now I am painting the earring, and that's just a bright yellow. And I'm going to mix a little bit of white so it'll show up more, because that yellow is kind of mixing in with the skin, so you can't really see it well. But for the most part, our turtle doves are done. They're very simple turtle doves. Just like a simple bow that would be in someone's hair. And so I'm just going over in white. You can see that. If you wanted to, you could add a little bling on the earring if you like. But now I'm going to start doing that green cross hatch technique with the dark bright green. And that's going to be the top of her dress, okay? So we're adding that. And I'm just using my big brush and going over it. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of white with green and do that at the bottom. It's just a cross hatching where it's like feathers. So it's feathers, and I'm painting a cross. And just giving that feathered look technique off the shoulder dress. The same crosshatch technique that I'm using. I prefer this technique a lot over other techniques. When I'm doing background, I'm doing some sort of definition in a dress or outfit, okay? Now I'm using a little bit of white paint to paint the background, and doing a cross hatch technique. So you guys can watch along and see. I'm doing that all over the background. Some of it's a little out of the frame, but it's just a simple cross hatching, horizontal and vertical lines, up and down and across, all the way around. Very simple, easy technique. As you can see, I got paint on my floor. And I'm just going up and down with that light blue. And that's just white and ultramarine mixed together. A little bit of white, a lot of blue. But for the most part, you can still see that light blue, that difference in color. And then I'm going to go back over that with some dark blue to cross hatch over it so you guys can watch and follow along. So this is the final result of the painting. I'm just filling in, doing some finishing touches. But this is basically it. You're getting ready to see another clip of me showing you guys how you can see two different types with the same concept, with lighter or darker skin, one color. And just one had a pinkish, reddish undertone, the other had a dark nutmeg color. So you guys can take a look. You guys see, this is the painting I showed you in the video, step by step, and then this is the original. And I'm just showing you, you can paint this in so many ways. Okay? That's why I'm providing more than one tracer with this. And different types of profiles of different women of color. Same, similar hair. And showing you like the lighter one and then the darker one. And this is just nutmeg and then painted. And then I've gave it a little bit more shadow. And I've given some more detail in the hair. So you can paint this as simple and as detailed as you like. Okay?